team ban.
Alright, welcome to FMBP Dota's cast of CEVO Season 2, Week 2. This is actually a Week 2 matchup. I know that the stream says it's Week 3, but whatever. I'm Helium. I'll bring you this match tonight, just solo casting. Let's check out the teams. We've got KiLLmatic on the Dire going up against Quetzal on the Radiant. So Quetzal, I believe I've cast them once or twice. Definitely a solid team. KiLLmatic, I haven't had the chance to cast yet, so this is the first time for that. Looking forward to seeing them in action, and it should be a pretty good game tonight. But anyway, looks like we've got some picks and bans underway. So Quetzal gonna have the first pick. They took out Nyx Assassin, which, I don't know, it's not completely surprising. He's been being let through a lot more often these days as people have kind of figured out how to deal with him. Just, I don't know, pick an early pushing lineup, or make sure you shut down the Nyx, delay his 6 as much as possible, and make sure to buy sentries. Treant being taken out by them, so annoying. Living armor is OP. It's actually getting nerfed a little bit. I believe right now the damage instances is 7 for every level that it will block and or replenish health, and then it's going to be scaling from 4, 5, 6, and 7. So it should help a little bit, but I mean, he'll still be strong. And he deserves it. I mean, he was useless for a long time. But anyway, KiLLmatic, they take out the Wisp, not wanting to be forced into any playstyle of, you know, having to group early, 4 protect 1, or just 5-manning early on. Not wanting to deal with that, and they also take out Darkseer as well. He's a great offlaner. The Ion Shell is strong for pushing and both counter pushing, really. And a big ultimate makes breaking the high ground pretty hard, so they don't want to go up against that. And they might have a particular offlaner in mind that may do poor against Darkseer. We'll see. But it is Quetzal's turn to pick up their first hero here. Looks like Ermo is the drafter here for Quetzal, and Solar Clips drafting for KiLLmatic. But they pick up the Batrider, because, yeah, wow, not even banned out. So Batrider picked up by Quetzal will be pretty interesting to see that hero played, as we don't see it that often anymore, even though I'm pretty sure the game I cast last night, Batrider was also in. But anyways, bans and picks going like crazy. Magnus picked up here by KiLLmatic as their mid, following that up with a Shadow Demon pick as well. So a very strong support in that Shadow Demon, and Magnus. Still a strong mid, hit a little bit by the Bottle Crowing nerf. He was a hero that was fairly dependent on it, but still does a good job, and obviously big impact later in the game with that reverse polarity. And Keeper of the Light going to be picked up by Quetzal, so there's their anti-push hero right there, as well as just an overall annoying support. Lots of utility with his ultimate, with a recall, blinding light as well. Yeah, everyone knows what KiLL does. He's just annoying. Can also flash farm the jungle, given a couple levels, just stacking early as a support, which is probably one of the nicest things about him, to be honest. He's a support that is always going to be able to get some guaranteed farm, and probably going to have a mech pre-20 minutes, no matter how bad the game is going for his team. But into some more bans. KiLLmatic taking out the Gyrocopter. They don't want to go against it. They take out the Gyrocopter. It makes me think they may want to go aggressive here with the Shadow Demon, just because Gyrocopter is annoying to deal with in those as a defensive carry because of the Flak Cannon damage. As long as he's kept alive, he does a ton of damage, and that 1000 range with Flak Cannon is pretty strong. Quap taken out here by Quetzal. Something interesting to note, Nyx is still left in the pool, and I'd have to guess that KiLLmatic is gonna want him. Wouldn't be surprised if we see a Nyx pick up. If Nyx is picked up, just see the, I don't know if I can say classic, but the Nyx Shadow Demon Lina and or Leshrac sort of combo going on. Pretty strong aggressive tri-lane, does well against most things, but... And they take out the Rubik, yeah, so not wanting to go against Rubik. Another good hero in a defensive tri-lane situation. He's got that stun, then it also AoE stun when he drops him out of telekinesis, so... As well as Fade Bolt, reducing everyone's damage and being a pretty big nuke in its own right. And then, of course, they don't want Magnus. They don't want his RP being stolen, so taking Rubik out there, pretty smart decision. Quetzal, they've banned one mid in the Queen of Pain. I don't know, I guess Batrider would do well against Queen of Pain, but it's a matchup that Quap won't be completely shut out in, so maybe just taking out some mids so Batrider can really, really dominate this game. That is, if Batrider even goes mid. I mean, he can jungle, He can mid, he can offlane on the 1v1 situation. And I mean, even duo lanes he can function pretty well in, but that's definitely the less common. And anyway, taking some time to ban out their 4th ban here. And they take out the Leshrac, so maybe a little worried about that split earth over the disrupt combination, as well as Edict providing a lot of push. Not even going to really need the creeps, just do so much damage with Edict to the towers. You pick someone off, if you're tri-lane versus an off-lane, or 3 versus 1, you get that kill, you get that tower, so it's Leshrac's a good hero for that. Same thing if you take out a couple in the tri-lane, in a tri versus tri scenario, Leshrac can then push down the tower pretty quickly with Edict. But speaking of push, Quetzal picks up a Nature's Prophet here, so likely going to be the jungler, could potentially offlane as well, pulling the creep wave with the treants. And a KiLLmatic here, picking up a Sand King. This I like. The Burrow Strike is going to be really nice, can layer it right after a disruption as well, even though Burrow Strike is a pretty guaranteed stun. Will also work nicely with any 3-man, 4-man, or potentially 5-man RP. Turns into an instant wipe. So the RP to start that off, and then a Burrow Strike into the epicenter channeling, or vice versa. That'll be a team wipe pretty much no matter what. Weaver. And then Weaver going to be picked up here by KiLLmatic. Could be their offlaner, maybe wanting to get one more carry that they could take aggressive. I suppose they could take that aggressive as well. Although I'd say Sand King is maybe a little better in a defensive tri-lane. Just because of the nature of his Burrow Strike. When you use the Burrow Strike, you pretty much have to... You're initiating in to the other team, and once you do that, there's really no good way for him to get out. Most teams will probably buy sentries going against, especially a Weaver and a Sand King, so if you're defensive, at least you can use Burrow Strike to get away. Or, since you're a defensive lane, the other team is going to be the aggressor. They're going to go on you, and then you can sort of counter-initiate with your Burrow Strike. At least that's what I think anyway. It seems to make sense. Quetzal here with their 4th pickup. What's it going to be? So they've got a lot of push and global potential in the Coddle, as well as the Nature's Prophet. So that's sort of, I don't know, maybe another split pushing hero. Who would be good? I mean, Quap would be good. They took him out, and that would be for the mid lane. Any illusion heroes, I guess. PL. They do have the PL Coddle combination, could work. Luna is pretty fast at pushing too with the glaives, a little more susceptible to ganks. Even Naga, really, if you get your illusion strong enough where you can just send them into a lane and they can push it down. I don't know, lots of options for them. And they're taking their time thinking about it here. About to use up all of their reserve time.
Earthshaker here.
Earthshaker picked up, who, by the looks of it, could use a new high-res model. They just gave Sniper one. I wouldn't be surprised if Earthshaker gets one pretty soon. Because I feel like having really baller, whatever that thing that Earthshaker shakes the earth with, cosmetic items would be pretty sweet. And his beard's looking a little scrub, I guess, to say the least. Anyway, off topic. KiLLmatic here with their last ban. They take out Silencer, so yeah, kind of worried that if Silencer was picked up, they wouldn't be able to get off their wombo combo of sorts with the RP and the epicenter there on Sand King. And then Anti-Mage taken out as the possible hard to carry for KiLLmatic. But we'll see what they go with here in a second, as it's their turn to pick up their last hero. I'm expecting a Weaver offlane. Whatever hero's picked up here, most likely going to go in the tri-lane. And I would think aggressive, so I don't know if Anti-Mage was really the best ban, but I mean, there's a lot of carries in the pool right now, so I guess Quetzal just not wanting to play against Anti-Mage, so they take him out. They pick up the Naga, so...
Radiant team pick.
Now I'm a little more confused. Naga could potentially go mid. I feel like she would get destroyed by Batrider. Or Weaver could also go mid, but I'm probably just going to be Magnus. Can still get the farm with the Shockwave, even being zoned out of the lane. So it won't be a horrible matchup, but I do expect Batrider to have a really nice farm, early boots, Blink Dagger.
5 seconds.
And now Quetzal's last turn to pick up here. They're going to go with the Shadow Fiend. So a little interesting. Looks like that may be probably just going to be the carry in a defensive lane. The Shadow Fiend, Earthshaker, and then the... oh god. The Coddle.
You really should prepare for battle.
Alright, but let's get into some introductions here. So for KiLLmatic on the Dire, we've got Solar Eclipse taking that Magnus into the mid lane with the fast bottle build. Dan2 here on the Weaver. Not quite sure where he's going yet. Lots and lots of regen. I think he's going off lane as he rolls down there now. So Lars Fillmore on that carry Naga with the Quelling Blade. You definitely need a Quelling Blade on her. Her attack animation is good, but her damage is pathetic. And if you're in a tri-lane versus tri-lane situation, which they won't be, it is actually pretty much impossible to get a last hit. We've got raids on the support Sand King, a bit of regen on himself, and last but not least, Captain Insano, picking up wards, a smoke, gonna rotate out of this defensive lane early with that potentially, and some regen. And then on the Radiant, we've got Quetzal, we've got Irmo playing that support Earthshaker, also wards, lots of consumables. Capitalism here on the Shadow Fiend. Gonna be interested to see this. Shadow Fiend's a really strong hero. Lots of armor reduction just built in. Should be able to do quite a bit of damage. They've got the lasso for the Weaver, but anyway, let's finish the introductions. We got Terret on the Coddle. He's bought up the sentries in case they try to ward the camps. Naz G, Nazgul, Naz, we'll just call him Naz, I guess. Playing that Batrider in the mid lane. And then last but not least, we've got Light of Lampera Publica. Light? What? We'll just call him Light of Heaven. We've got Light of Heaven on the Nature's Prophet here. He is going off lane. Looks like he's just going to abandon it now. Maybe they saw Weaver in the bot lane and he doesn't really want to go versus a tri lane. So just going to resort to going into the jungle to get the most farm. And it should be fine. Naga Siren, even with free farm, is a carry that's going to take a little while to get going and be really, really strong. Needs a couple items like a Manta and a Diffusal before it can really do much. But look at Batrider in the mid lane, just absolutely dominating this Magnus, throwing him out of lane. Got 4 stacks of napalm on him there, took him to half health. Last hit's even so far, but I do definitely expect Batrider to pretty much dominate this matchup. And then a Weaver in an off lane, let's see, we've got a Sand King and a Coddle. So Weaver probably not too threatened to go down here. There's a potential of some money raises by Capitalism on the Shadow Fiend to maybe get that kill. And actually it looks like Nazgul going for the first blood. 23 health Solar Eclipse gets away with, and on Batrider getting away with pretty much the same, taking some tower hits as he was the one diving. But gonna be just fine, it looks like. I'd have to say that trade probably gonna favor the Batrider. His bottle is already coming out. It looks like Solar Eclipse has his as well. Last hit's pretty much dead even in the mid lane. But yeah, Weaver should be able to be okay in the bot lane. The only stun down here really is the Fissure. If it's a nice block, then I think he's in trouble, as they do have sentries, but other than that, should be fine. Or if Nature's Prophet rolls over. And then in the top lane, looks like the smoke goes off. Shadow Demon and SK gonna rotate to the middle lane, try to take this Batrider out, which they may be able to do. He's, I don't know, he's pretty high health, but Solar Eclipse with a lot of burst and the level 2 Shockwave. And the Haste Rune is up top. The smoke goes off. Naz sees it. Magnus goes up the hill. Raids, trying to get that Burrow Strike. It's pretty short at level 1, having to run through the fire. I don't know if he's going to be able to get it. They kind of stack their stuns with the disruption. Going up the hill there is Naz. Looks like he's going to be just fine. So a bit of a miscommunication there between Raids and Captain Insano, but even with that, I don't know if they would have had the damage to get that kill. The rune spawn top, Batrider went to get it, and then as a result, he broke their smoke, saw them there, and was able to pop Firefly in time to get away. And that courier is insane. But they did deny Batrider the rune. Solar Eclipse able to get that on the Magnus, who is definitely not going to have as good of rune control. He's also a level under Batrider right now, an entire level, so Batrider really showing early that he's dominating this matchup. In the bot lane, let's check Dan2's CS. He's up to 1. Wow, 1 CS. So having a tough time getting CS, but he is getting levels. He's level 2, almost level 3. Capitalism here, 11 last hits compared to Naga, the carry for KiLLmatic, up to 14. We'll see what she goes. She started off with a poor man shield and a quelling blade, so lots of last hit. Could potentially jungle with that build relatively soon if she just goes a Yasha first. For more of a farming-oriented Naga, or we'll see if she picks up maybe a Diffusal straight away for more of a team fight. Sort of the same idea with PL, with those builds. Yasha for farming faster, Diffusal to group up and fight with a team. And let's check in on Nature's Prophet, still just jungling it up. He's got 14 last hits. Some of those will be the smaller creep, but yeah, he's doing alright.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
He's going the Bass, so he can
ever
jungle
been
just a little bit
cause for
faster.
celebration?
I would assume Midas Shadowblade going to be next for him there. Weaver able to sneak in a couple more last hits. Looks like Earthshaker dropped a Fisher to try to maybe stun him or at least damage him up.
Radiant's middle tower
landed
is
Illuminate
under
on,
attack.
but yeah, get in his XP. Let's see what Capitalism goes for. Probably just gonna finish up Treads, maybe an Aquila as well. And then I would expect, I don't know, you can build many things on a Shadow Fiend. Could go for the Shadow Blade. He could potentially get a Blink F Blade. I don't know. I mean, everything's there, but given that he is the hard carry for the team, I'd expect a pretty stable build. Probably Shadowblade BKB or something like that, or maybe even a BKB Deso, Shadowblade Deso. I don't know, anything to hit harder, as he's gonna have to carry when the team fights start happening. Nature's Prophet gonna be weak for a little while longer, as he doesn't really have any nukes. He does have his ult, which is really nice for team fights. And let's see, Naz, not level 6 yet, really harassing Solar Eclipse, who's got the haste, trying to turn it around. But if Naz hits 6, which he will very soon, he could potentially get a kill solo in the mid lane just using that lasso and the Firefly. But I don't know if he'll have enough mana for it, as he used quite a bit of it there. In the bot lane, Weaver into the jungle here, trying to disrupt this pool that the supports for Quetzal are having right now. Not able to pull the creep wave out, as it pretty much just died. Oh, and Captain Insano picks up First Blood on the Batrider in the mid lane. Looks like Raid's rotated down with him as well. Solar Eclipse is getting pretty low, may have baited it a little bit. But they pick up the First Blood on the Batrider, so definitely a very good thing for KiLLmatic right now. That puts Magnus 600 gold ahead Batrider in the net worth right now. And dancing for KiLLmatic, picking up the haste rune bottom. So that's the second rune that I've seen that was denied. I saw Batrider with a double damage not too long ago, so it looks like he got one rune in between the two that we've seen. Solar Eclipse pick up with help from his supports and his offlaner, just securing those runes and also ganking mid for him. Naga in the top lane has picked up Treads now. Shadow Fiend, let's see what you're doing. Looks like he's also going for Treads here. And Shadow Demon for KiLLmatic, picking up another smoke. Looks like him and Raids just really trying to get things done, since their Naga pretty much uncontested in the top lane and pretty much ungankable right now, as she's got her Song of the Siren up already. So looking to get things started, looking to help Dantu out, maybe get him a kill, at least kill one of the supports or Shadow Fiend, buy him some time to get some CS. He's level 4 right now, so he's not doing so bad. Able to get some XP, some last hits. We'll see what happens here as the supports for KiLLmatic are approaching very quickly. The Illuminate already being thrown out, so it won't even be there. Looks like they're probably going to go on Earthshaker here. There goes the Soul Catcher. Nice kill here from KiLLmatic. Nature's Prophet joins in trying to help. The Illuminate goes off, not enough damage to take anyone else down. So another kill. Looks like Magnus went down in the mid lane to Batrider solo during that. Looks like Lasso was used, so you can imagine what that looked like. We've all been killed by Batrider. And Nature's Prophet about 500, 600 gold away from that Midas. Shadow Fiend's picked up his Treads, so I'd have to say Naga, yeah, a little bit ahead. About 8, I can't do math.
It would appear Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Like 800, 700, 800 gold ahead in the net worth right now. for Naga. Check the last hit. She's got 55 compared to Shadow Fiend's 37. I'm not really
Radiant's top
sure
tower is
why
under
Shadow
attack.
Fiend is missing so many last hits, actually.
Double damage.
He's got a lot of denies, but for some reason only 37 last
Radiant's
hits.
top tower
He hasn't been
is
roaming
under
out at
attack.
all, even.
And not in a good way.
Dantu able to pick
It
up a
would
kill
appear
and a
Radiant's
couple more
top tower
CS
is
there,
under
so
attack.
probably feeling pretty good about himself. He's level 5 right now, so he'll get his backtrack pretty soon. And with no lockdown in the bot lane, he should be fine. Disruption goes off in the mid lane on Batrider. RP used as well. Raves coming in with the stun. Naz taking a lot of damage, but the Nature's Prophet almost does enough to take out Captain Insano. Gets all 3 of them pretty low as well. But the rotations from KiLLmatic supports here are just spot on. Doing a really good job. And Dantu could possibly be in trouble. I don't know if the sentries are there on Earthshaker. Looks like they aren't. Caudle doesn't have any either, so they haven't rebought any since. They haven't been able to kill Weaver. They've been doing a decent job of zoning it out. But I'd have to say KiLLmatic supports here. Giving them a nice, comfy early game lead right now. They've got about a 1.5k gold lead. But Quetzal with the jungler, an abandoned lane. Leading the XP just a little bit, but after a couple kills, it's also quickly approaching even. And so the Soul Ring coming out onto Naga, pretty standard build there. A lot of times you'll see Soul Ring and Tranquils as well, just so you can always spam your Riptide and push the lane, then just heal yourself up, because you've been using the Soul Ring quite a bit. Looks like Naz going for another solo kill on Solar Eclipse. 6 stacks of Napalm right now, and Naz, really nice positioning, putting himself in front of the Magnus there so that he is taken along for a ride when Magnus uses his skewer. So picking up another nice kill there. He's 2-2 right now, having a pretty good game, farming 31 compared to Magnus's 33 last hits. So Magnus also doing well. He is 0-2, but like we said, even farm with the Batrider, which is more than expected, and I have to give that to KiLLmatic supports here, just being really mobile this game. Although I think they're out of smokes.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
So the top tower being pushed in by Naga right now, doing quite a bit of damage to it. Maxing and snare, well, maxing Riptide obviously for the AoE damage and armor reduction to push the lanes when she feels that she's safe enough to push them. No one's going to be around waiting at the tower. I don't necessarily agree with putting so many points in a end snare right now. I can't even speak. Weaver actually going down in the bot lane. Looks like the wall did block there. Shadow Fiend throwing out some good raises and enough damage there, as Weaver is still very squishy. And now we see Nature's Prophet TPing down into the bot lane, looking to push this up.
Alarmist, but
it looks like they won't get it. I don't even know if Fortify will be used to. Probably not going to be. The pings are coming out for defend, and the Fortify is used, but I don't know if anyone even has any TPs.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Looks like they're not going to be able to get there in time, so a bit of a waste to Fortify. Even with that Fortify going down, I don't think Quetzal's going to be able to mobilize a push on that bottom tier 2. Whoa, game lagged hard. Alright, 1 second. Alright, apologies for that lag, but luckily able to get quickly back into this game. I don't remember what I was saying beforehand. Oh yeah, they just pushed the bot tier 1 tower, and then Fortify was used, the tower wasn't defended, but they didn't continue pushing the tier 2 anyways, and then we just went back to the mid lane. Looks like Shadow Fiend has caught up and farm a little bit to the Naga, sitting at 65 right now as he picks up a Claymore, so it looks like he will be going that Shadow Blade build, and we've got Lars Fillmore here on the Naga. Looks like his Diffusal is finished, it's coming out right now. Well, maybe not all the way. Even a bigger item though on the playing field right now, Solar Eclipse, picking up that Blink Dagger in the mid lane, and having a good game versus the Batrider thanks to his supports rotating around and smoke ganking quite a few times. Having a big impact this game. As my kills are messed up, it is not 0-0. Just press Q, we can add. It should be 3-2-2 in favor of KiLLmatic right now. Dantu being pretty ballsy right now. He's level 8, so he's got level 3 Saguchi, pretty short cooldown. Looks like Captain Insano gonna find Light of Lampara. Gonna put him under. Soul Catcher gonna land, though. The damage still not even there. It looks like RP was used solo on a Nature's Prophet as well. And even with the DD rune, I'm surprised they weren't able to take him out. He's also finished his Midas. Looks like he's already used it probably a couple times as we're at the 13-minute mark. Capitalism potentially in trouble here. Dantu coming in as well. Batrider shows up from the mid lane. Capitalism being focused by Dantu. Looks like he's going to get him. Dantu probably going to get out of there as well. Batrider finds Shadow Demon on the other side of the trees. Lassos him back through. Looks like he will go down, so Batrider picks up that kill there. Solar Eclipse is there, probably regretting having used his ultimate on Just Nature's Prophet. And looks like the damage from Solar Eclipse with the Shockwave level 4 going to be enough. Nature's Prophet's came back into the fight now. Solar Eclipse with no mana, not even going to be able to throw a Shockwave. But Dantu with the Gemini attack level 3, hit him pretty hard. Able to pick up quite a few kills, or picked up 1 kill and an assist in that team fight. So definitely favoring him. And just like that, it's 5-5. So I don't know if... I guess my score fixed itself. So I believe 2 kills for KiLLmatic there, just 1 for Quetzal.
Me shake your hand.
I don't think Nature's Prophet ever died. He lived through that RP combination, went back to TP'd back to base, then TP'd back in, or walked back to base and TP'd back in, one way or the other. Able to get back in that team fight, took out Sand King. But now pushing mid, just the 2 supports here. Batrider is around, he doesn't yet have a Blink Dagger. We can see Magnus does, which just again shows us he's a little bit further ahead of that Batrider right now. Everyone in the Radiant jungle for Quetzal. Coddle here trying to stack it up, trying to probably get that mechanism finished up. ES, he's got Dust. Gonna be a hard game for him to get a lot of items, as he's gonna have to continually buy Dust, Sentries, and Wards. It's gonna be hard to get Mana Boots Blink on ES, but if Quetzal does manage to do that, gonna be very nice for Quetzal. That's a big initiation spell on that Echo Slam. But still looking for, haven't seen any RP Epicenter combination yet. Solar Eclipse hasn't managed to land any big RPs, as most of the team fights have been pretty spread out. Let's see what Naga's doing right now. Got the Diffusal Blade at 15 minutes, as well as Treads, Poor Man's Shield, and a Soul Ring. So doing pretty well. 114 last hits right now. Batrider just purchasing up his Blink Dagger right now. So looking to get the ball moving for his team, get some pickoff. Probably going to be focusing... I don't know. It's kind of dangerous to take SK, because if you don't burst him down, he can potentially stun you and your team, get an Epicenter off. Shadow Demon, also a good hero versus Batrider, can either disrupt Batrider or whoever Batrider is lassoing. So look for Shadow Demon to have some even more big plays this game. Dantu probably gonna be the target of the lasso until he gets a Lincoln's, but it looks like he's going maybe a little more battle ready build. He's got the Treads for some strength, picking up a Medallion of Courage as well. I guess just for some mana regen. He's even won a bottle, so wanting to maybe roam and team fight and skirmish a little earlier, as he not really going to be able to find farm this game, as Naga going to be farming up every available lane. And doing quite a good job at that right now. 121 last hits compared to 86 Capitalism on the Shadow Fiend. Although, about 150 gold away from his Shadow Blade, so that'll be really big in the next team fight, especially if the supports for KiLLmatic aren't ready. I don't see any of them with Sentries or Dust right now. It looks like kind of playing 4 Protect 1 right now, or 3 Protect 1 and 1, I don't know.
Radiant's top tower
as a
is
Weaver,
under
pretty hard
attack.
to gank. Actually looking
And
around,
not in a
scoping
good
out the jungle
way.
right now, trying to find Nature's Prophet. The rest of his team still just sitting back in mid
It
though.
would appear Radiant's top tower has fallen.
See no sentries on either of those 2 heroes. Dust, as mentioned earlier, up on that Earthshaker right now. As this sort of stalemate going on at the mid lane, Weaver distracting a little bit too. Naga's Illusion's able to push down the top tier 2. So Naga's got 2 towers as well as 125 last hits right now. So having a pretty high net worth. And I said earlier that she's a hero that gets going a little bit slower. But with this start, I don't know if that's going to matter that much. She's pretty strong. Although with the Illusions, adding in a lot of bonus damage to Echo Slam. Yeah, I don't know. Could be an interesting pick versus the ES, but ES not going to really be able to get off any well-positioned Echo Slams without a Blink Dagger. And speaking of Blink Daggers, looks like Naz goes in, Solar Clips solo RP'd again into the tower, Lasso goes off, so unfortunate for Solar Clips there. Raids goes down as well, Echo Slam used up, taking out Shadow Demon. So 3-for-0 trade, just sort of, well, bad initiate after bad initiate. Naz kind of messed up, Solar Clips definitely messed up, and then able to live through that was Batrider pulling him back into the tower, and then a nice Echo Slam goes off, as well as all 5 here right now for Quetzal. As they're going to get their second tower, they're going to push the mid-tier 1 down, so gaining a lot of map control, but looking for a trade here as Dan2 and Lars Fillmore are pushing the bot lane. Looks like they'll probably get that as well, as Quetzal deciding to maybe go for 2 here in the mid lane.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Shadow Blade is up on Capitalism right now. Naz looking for maybe a pick off. Lasso still on 20-second cooldown. Solar Eclipse gets Coddle back to the tower. Looks like he will go down. Sand King gonna pick up that kill there. So now backing off is Quetzal. Coddle maybe not quite on the same page as everyone is. He was pretty far in there. And speaking of the trade, looks like the bot tier 1 tower did go down, so Lars Fillmore picking that up. Now where's Dan2? Dan2 rotating over to top. Oh, and yeah, I forgot about this. Let's not underestimate the Empower here. So, just to reiterate, Naga, a hero that I think gets off to a little later of a start, but with this good of a start and also Empower, I guess I'd have to take it back. She's going to be doing pretty well. Still worried she could potentially get kited around a little bit, but maybe not. And Nature's Prophet here picked off in the top lane. Dan2 with looks like a Blink Skewer, and then Weaver just throwing in some damage with an Empower, as well as Medallion of Courage. And these two supports really just stuck together like glue right now, which with this combination is pretty much how it should be. Just roaming together, getting pickoffs, farming lanes together. Let's try to figure out who's playing the 5. It looks like it's definitely going to be Shadow Demon, and that's who I would expect. As Raid's going to want Mana Boots. Getting actually pretty close to his Blink Dagger, going to have it. Well, maybe not way before Irmo has it. Maybe he is just rushing it, not even going to get the Mana Boots. And at this point, that's pretty much all he needs to do. If he can get off one good Echo Slam and a Fissure combination, and then either get out or just die, all he really needs to do. Doesn't really need the Mana Boots all that much, as they do have a Coddle on their team, who's got a Buckler, could buy the Headdress, getting pretty close to a mech. Dan2 in a little bit of trouble at top, going to get lassoed up, definitely going to go down here. So a nice pick off there by Batrider. Even Nature's Prophet lending his ult, trying to pick up an assist. And now with a lot of ults down, KiLLmatic here pushing into the mid lane. The Fortify is popped, although I think they'll be able to get this tower without much of a trouble. The TPs are coming back into the mid lane now. Capitalism after using Shadow Blade doesn't have enough mana for his ultimate form. He may even catch out Nature's Prophet here. Raids uses his ult. Song of the Siren, you gotta turn it off! That was a big misplay. Maybe not, actually. The ultimate would have been pretty good, but I think Lars maybe saved his team there from actually going into an engagement at the tower there. Capitalism able to get a pick off, taking out Shadow Demon, and Dan2 down still from earlier being picked off up top. Echo Slam goes off on 1. Lars going in there, nice stun by Raids. Actually going to take out Capitalism as well. The sentry is down. His passive on his ultimate almost takes out Solar Clips, but I don't know. So the first Epicenter we saw, a bit of a whiff, I suppose. Well, it wasn't actually. He would have got it off for sure. But Lars saying no, I guess, with the Song of the Siren. I'm not sure if it was a miscommunication or he just didn't want his team to go in right there. And Shadow Blades on top of Shadow Blades here for Quetzal on the Radiant. Nature's Prophet picking up his now. So not the fastest of all time Shadow Blade pickups on a Nature's Prophet, but will definitely enable him to do any sort of split pushing that he wants to do, especially combined up with that Coddle. And yeah, I guess the support's already buying sentries, as I saw one drop in the mid lane so they could pick off the Shadow Fiend. Oh no, sorry, that was backwards. That was actually a Radiant sentry over here. So yeah, having to buy sentries and dust now are going to be these two supports. Could potentially delay this Blink Dagger for Raids, but I think they're just going to make Captain Insano go ahead and buy all that. He finishes up his Mana Boots right now, so feeling pretty good. And looks like I was right. ES goes straight for the Blink Dagger. Doesn't really care about Mana Boots yet. So pretty nice Blink Dagger timing pick up for that ES right now. As it is, looks like it's 10-9 in favor of Quetzal. I'm not sure if that's correct or not because of the DC, but We'll just assume it is. Skewer gonna miss there as they figure out Nature's Prophet has a Shadow Blade now. We've got 3-4 up here right now for KiLLmatic. Looking to push this tower. Dantu was picked off again. I didn't even notice where. That was going to be in the bot lane to a Batrider, as we can see all the fire down there still. So Dantu having a decent game, picking up some kills. He's 3-3-3 right now. Maybe a couple too many deaths, but with the lasso on Batrider and without a Linken's, it's pretty expected. And it looks like Deso is going to be the item choice here for Dantu. Just tanking up a little bit, wanting to have a pretty good early game potential. Opting not to go Linken's, which I pretty much agree with. Batrider is going to be hunting for Weaver, obviously, but there's a good chance Batrider can't do that in a team fight. And then the only other stun besides that is Fisher, so not really needing to go Linken's. Going to instead pick up some early damage items, tank up just a little bit, try to survive any initiation on Weaver, and then do a lot of damage in the team fights. And Lars Fillmore now getting pretty strong, working towards a Heart/Manta. Definitely gonna be the next two items. Looks like the recipe for the Manta style already purchased up along with the Yasha. Vitality booster just to tank up a little earlier. Probably will turn that into a Heart. So about 700 gold away, 750 gold away from finishing that Manta style. And if you guys saw the last hits on these ancient stacks, gonna be pretty close to the ultimate orb to finish that up. And now Nature's Prophet here. Looks like they're pushing the top lane here as Quetzal. Smoked up are the supports as well as Batrider looking for a quick pickoff. Maybe going to find Magnus. Looks like he will. Firefly goes off. But pretty fast fingers there by Solar Eclipse. Potentially slow fingers by Batrider, but given the benefit of the doubt, having a decent game. 4-3-4 right now. Dantu's there. Looks like he may get picked off. Pops his ultimate just to move around in the positioning to throw off the other team, and then Saguchi's out of there. No detection anyway. Actually, is there any? Let's see. ES does have dust still. The tower's getting pretty low. The Fortis Blast pop. Looking for the deny here, I believe, is KiLLmatic. Looks like they're going to get it. Sand King goes in, pinches that tower for that deny. And then Disruption. Nice blink. Echo Slam. So surprise blink there. And it looks like Irmo's initiation is definitely going to win him that fight. Raid's able to get off the epicenter, but only on one. As 4 go down for KiLLmatic. Quetzal now taking a pretty big advantage after that team fight, I would have to say. XP graph about 3k, gold graph heading back to even. So still a relatively close game as the score is 15-9 right now in favor of Quetzal.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Lars not in that fight with his team there. Still just trying to farm up a little bit.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
I'd have to say Naga is probably the stronger carry in this game. The only reason I would say she's not is because of the ES pickup. You're going to do a lot of damage if the Echo Slams on top of a couple heroes and a couple illusions. Especially if he finds himself getting an Ags if this game goes late, but most likely won't be. Gonna probably just get mana boots and start supporting pretty hard again. The Manta is finished, so 209 CS at 26 minutes for Lars Fillmore on the Naga, so doing a really good job farming up here. Mana boots on ES are picked up, pretty expected. Raids, really close to that Blink Dagger. That'll help their team fight a lot. Just like that Blink Dagger really won that fight top lane for Quetzal. Let's see how Dantu is doing. Is he anywhere near that Deso? No, he's not. He's got one Mithril Hammer. Definitely needs another. And then the rest would be there to finish Deso. So about 2k off. Maybe even a little more than that off of the Deso. And Smoke Ganks being, or Smoke of Deceits being purchased up there by Naga Siren. Maybe giving his supports a little bit of a break, or just buying him because supports don't have money right now. Yeah, as Sand King finishes up that Blink Dagger, going to be really nice for him. And Captain Insano just getting some wards. Maybe going to buy sentries and 3 more gold. Still waiting to see that Wombo combo here from KiLLmatic. We haven't seen Naga really in any of the engagement. Used her ult to escape once for the team, which led to some nice pickoffs as Quetzal went a little too far. But haven't seen it used yet as an initiation, so looking forward to that if they can find 5 of Quetzal standing together as... You know, they are, I mean, they're not really clumping, but they're sort of clumping together as they've got a lot of Blink Daggers. They can just clump and then, you know, pick someone off. Batrider pulls everyone back into it, or ES hangs back and counter initiates with a nice ult. Wrath of Nature, Nature's Wrath, gonna take up a kill there for Nature's Prophet. Raid somehow surviving right there. And here comes the ultimate. Looks like getting in place there is Solar Eclipse. Gonna get off a nice RP. Raids comes in with the Epicenter as well. But Nature's Prophet getting another kill there. Actually, I don't know if that Epicenter did come in. I think Nature's Prophet dealt with Sand King on the side there. Probably disrupted his blink. Couldn't disrupt his channeling, but disrupted his blink, which pretty much is all he needed to do there. Solar Eclipse getting pretty low. Pops his wand just to live there. They want to get Lampura here. He turns around, takes out Magnus, no problem. 18 to 13 right now. That was a good engagement for KiLLmatic. Nice play by Nature's Prophet to disrupt Sand King, who is respawned now, but I believe he died over in this area when he was trying to channel his ult. Nature's Prophet found him. Make sure he couldn't blink into the team. Alright, some downtime right now. No one feeling confident, or I guess KiLLmatic not feeling confident enough to sneak into a Roche. With the Medallion of Courage and the Deso is almost finished up, they can do Roche pretty fast. Once that Deso is up, I believe. You can use the illusions to tank. They won't be if they attack. Obviously, Roshan dispels them. So Naga's not the best hero for doing quick Roshans, but at 30 minutes, it wouldn't be very quick, I guess. Shadow Fiend also good at doing Rosh just because of his what is it even called? Presence of the Dark Lord. 6 armor reduction, pretty nice. Helps a lot with Rosh. Naga split pushing with illusions right now while just sitting in base, healing up. Gonna be pretty close to a heart, about 1,000, couple, like 1.5k off of that. Almost has the Reaver, probably just gonna wait for the recipe as well, as she's out of slots right now. That'll help their team fight a lot. Haven't really seen Naga man fighting a whole lot this game, just definitely farming up. And I'd say that's okay. The Nature's Prophet is in the game, you never really want to go super late, but hold that thought, Dancer in the mid lane in a lot of trouble. Looks like, yeah, with the Napalm stacks, the Flame Break going to be enough damage there to take Weaver out before the lasso ends, and he could pop his time lapse. Now with this Smoke Ink and the Reaver is bought up, looks like, I think the Soul Ring was sold here to get that. Looks like they're going to go in for an Initiate here. Nice 2-man RP. Skewering back as well. Echo Slam goes off, it does quite a bit of damage, but no one on KiLLmatic goes down. And they pick off 2. Lars now chasing up here. Still pretty tanky. Shadow Demon goes in as Nature's Prophet is there with the Sprout. Raids goes to save his teammate but dies immediately. So a really nice turnaround there by Quetzal. They lose 2, but they pick off 3. Weaver was down a little while before that. So the first time we see the Naga ult go off for the initiation. Actually, it wasn't even used there, I take it back. RP on 2 and then able to take some out.
I am required to point out that Dire's middle tower has fallen.
Luckily for Naga, didn't lose a whole lot of gold there. Had already bought up the Reaver. About 1,000 off now from the heart. But I don't know, capitalism's hitting pretty hard here on the Shadow Fiend. The ES, again, a lot of burst. They did not catch him. He blinked out as Magnus blinked in, and then he came back and just walked into the Echo Slam. So a really nice play there by ES. And looks like the Roshan is being attempted right now. Weaver shot out some swarms, so they definitely know they're in there. And I don't think at this point either team gonna venture into the Roche pit. Game's still relatively close. Like I said, I think Naga's still the better carry overall in this game. Weaver going to be hitting pretty hard soon with the Deso. If he can find himself not dead. He's been getting picked off quite a lot. He does have the Empower as well, so they do have that. Maybe if they can find the ES, pick off that ES, or just find him in a team fight so he can't blink. Much like Nature's Prophet has been doing towards the Sand King, disrupting his blinks and anything like that. It should be not so hard. Weaver can just make sure to maybe even loop around, keep an eye out for that Earthshaker, make sure he can't blink in. And then without that blink, I think KiLLmatic takes the fight 9 times out of 10.
Is under attack.
Speaking of blinking, Naz goes in, gets Dansu stunned up, fished up, bursted down yet again. Looks like he ran past that ward in the mid lane. They knew he was coming over through the secret shop area, and they take him out no problem right there. So just another nice kickoff. Dansu having a pretty tough time on the Weaver. I believe that's who's playing him, yeah. 4 and 6 right now. Last time we checked in, he was 3, 3 and 3. So they've been picked off a couple more times since then. And I'd say that's kind of hurting his team. They keep trying to mobilize without Weaver, and then they get into these engagements. ES having nice echo slams, and then of course 5 on 4. So not going their way. And with that pickoff and taking out that tower, they're going for Roche right now. It's kind of risky for them to Roche, as Naga can just ult, walk in there and steal the Aegis. Sand King also alive. Looks like Batrider making sure that doesn't happen. It's up in the trees right now. As Roche ain't gonna go down in just a couple more hits. Not sure what Solar Eclipse is doing there. Raids goes in as well, trying to steal that Aegis, but gonna go down. Capitalism has that BKB, he just popped it off. He's got a Yasha in the stash as well. Naz looks like he will go down here to Lars on the Naga, who somehow dodges that Echo Slam. I'm not even sure, but Capitalism comes in with a nice ult, takes out Dansu, Light of Heaven, whatever, picks up a double kill, triple kill now. Capitalism on a killing spree, so 5 for 1 trade, only the Batrider goes down. Solar Eclipse blew his RP on nothing. I think he meant to blink RP, but he got tripped up in the fire by Batrider and then didn't blink and just RP'd the shopkeeper. Maybe just trying to steal some items from him or something. It looks like with that Aegis picked up, they're going to push down this tower. Fortify is down. This is going to be 1 lane of racks, if not 2, as the team fight here is still pretty strong. Echo Slam is down right now on the Earthshaker, but now the Shadow Fiend hit it really hard. This Black King Bar, he's got a 9-second charge here, or 8-second charge rather, in 10 seconds. So the racks goes down melee and range. And they immediately transition to top, trying to get this tier 3 tower down as Fortify isn't up. And that's a Manta style. He had a Yasha in his stash, turns it into a Manta, and he picks it up right now. So Shadow Fiend looking really good. If we go into the net worth, actually Nature's Prophet leading that, so I guess really no surprise. He's picked up an Orchid as well. Sorry, I've been kind of slacking with the item checks this game. I'm pretty hungry, it's distracting. But anyway, Dantu trying to initiate, trying to take out Capitalism here. Pops the Manta, gets caught by a pretty nice Epicenter, but still going to live through that, even with Soul Catcher on himself. And then Shadow Fiend and SK are both taken down after that fight. Everyone living. Haven't even dropped the Aegis yet. Batrider does go down. Where was he pushing? He was pushing pretty far in. I think the push is going to continue here. The RP is up on Solar Eclipse. He's pretty low. He's looking for a nice 2-man. KiLLmatic though really turning this around. Take out Airmath, taking out Capitalism, but Nature's Prophet's over there. The ult's going to go off. This is going to be bad. Lars is going to go down. Dantu's going to go down. Maybe not. The ultimate popped off here by Lars. Running away to safety. Dantu's still in a bit of trouble. There's no gem or anything like that quite yet. Oh, the Sprout was actually pretty close. So 30 to 19 right now for Quetzal. Kind of running away with this game. Check out the gold graph. They've got a large advantage. Same thing. 12,000 advantage in XP, about 17. Sorry, 12,000 in gold, about 17 in XP, and some big items were just purchased up there. Looks like a Weaver, Dantu picking up his Desolator, Solar Eclipse, pretty close to a Refresher right now, I believe. Heart, Manta, Deso on the Naga Siren. And looks like that's about it. A BKB here on Lampera. Gem up on Terra, so that'll help out a lot. Definitely always going to take out that Weaver. And as I say that, a gem purchased up by Naga Siren as well. All the Shadow Blades has really made this game a lot harder for KiLLmatic. They haven't really been buying that many Sentries or Dust, even though there's 2 Shadow Blade heroes with the Nature's Prophet and the Shadow Fiend. But now that they have the gem, they could potentially get those pickoffs. Will limit Capitalism's positioning possibilities for his Requiem of Souls, which he's been getting off some pretty nice ultimates with that. And KiLLmatic did only lose their mid lane of racks. Had they lost the top, I'd be a lot less optimistic for them, but they still have the Wombo combo if they get it off at any point in this game. As it's getting later, everyone pretty high level, going to be dead for a while. Only a couple heroes with buybacks right now. So you get that Wombo combo off, win a big team fight. They've got most of the towers, maybe work top. Probably want to take out these tier 2s first. That way, if they do win that big team fight, once they're inside the base, they can get multiple lanes of racks at once. But we'll see how that works out for them. Or if they can, to get to that point, get their combination off here. And working towards the butterfly now is Capitalism. He's already got the Eagle Song picked up. So going to be pretty hard to hit pretty soon, which is a good idea. Naga Siren going to be very far off from an MKB. Also not an item she normally just rushes, although MKB is really not bad on anyone. It's just so much right-click damage. So I'd say that's a pretty good pickup for him. Already pretty tanky, and with the BKB, not having to really worry about tanking's ultimate, or even the RP for that matter. The Shadow Blade giving him positioning with that. The Manta pops up just to push down this tower. The TPs are coming back now for KiLLmatic to defend this, but tower going to take quite a bit of damage just from the Manta illusions. Fortifies popped just because of the Manta illusion. And Roche respawning in 5 minutes. So Quetzal maybe going to wait for that, or just try to siege up here to keep using Manta charges. I don't know if they realize that the Black King bar is available to Nature's Prophet. Coddle summons him to the top lane. Naga's illusions are actually quite strong. Just 2 illusions taking Nature's Prophet down to half health. So Naga's got this if they can get an initiation, if they can take out any one of the carries really. Or make sure Batrider, doesn't get a lasso off on Weaver. This is confusing. Shadow Fiend illusions of Shadow Fiend illusions. It's like Inception up in here right now. A refresher up on the mag right now, so being pretty careful trying to break the high ground is Quetzal. It's not so easy, especially with very nice defensive ultimates in the epicenter, the RP now with the refresher, as well as the Song of the Sirens, which can pretty much just reset the fight, or you'd be used to initiate off of the high ground. Either way, probably resetting the fight going to be a little better. As we are approaching 40 minutes, Roche up and about 3 or 4. Gonna have a quick little pause. Let's do an item check. Looks like Irmo trying to prove me wrong, trying to get that Ags. Let's see how much gold he's got. Only 370. Needs about another 1600 gold. But we'll potentially have it by the end of this game, and that'll help a lot against Naga. Even a tanky Naga with a heart gonna take a ton of damage from an Ag Scepter, as it will count the illusions as heroes for the Echo Slam damage. Capitalism, Manta Style, working towards a butterfly. We've seen the BKB and the Shadow Blade. Coddle's got a mech up, not much else. Force Staff, Blink Dagger on the Batrider, as well as holding the gem. And Nature's Prophet. It's got the BKB, Shadow Blade, Midas from a while ago, and an Orchid, so nothing really new on him. Solar Eclipse with the refresher. Dancer here picking up that Desolator. Nothing new we haven't seen already on Naga, but she's approaching 2,000 gold. We'll see what she goes with that. Probably going to be an MKB just because of the butterfly build on Shadow Fiend. Raids, not a whole lot to speak of. Mana Boots, Blink Dagger, although pretty much all he needs. And then Captain Insano playing that 5 roll. Pretty broke right now as well, just on the Mana Boots. And looks like still sieging up here is Quetzal. Batrider looking for a pickoff. He's got the Force Staff, he can take anyone back over the wall if he can find him. But he doesn't want to just go in and feed and then leave his team 4 versus 5. Actually 3 versus 5 as Nature's Prophet down here. Just split pushing the bot lane, keeping all the lanes pushed in, and the mid lane going to keep itself pushed in as it's already mega creeps there. Oh, the ultimate goes off on Nature's Prophet. That's going to miss there. Stunned by raids. That wouldn't matter. Looks like the BKB would have been in time. Lars, though, pops off the net, which goes through BKB, and they pick off Nature's Prophet. I'm assuming has buyback. Immediately buys back as the team fight breaks out on the top lane. Capitalism popping up his BKB. Weaver getting pretty low. Just going to get last hit as Light of Heaven comes in with a Sprout. Capitalism going to immediately burn down the Weaver. Fillmore goes in now. Still pretty tanky. Looks like Nature's Prophet may go down here again, but no. I don't know if the gem is there. Raids comes in with a nice ultimate, so Nature's Prophet does go down. And Shadow Fiend illusions, sending Shadow Fiend back. So the tier 3 tower goes down. The Rack's still standing right now. So a nice defense here by KiLLmatic. The net goes off. A nice stun there by Earthshaker. But I think Naga looking for blood right now, doing a whole lot of... The Echo Slam comes in. Just immediately kills all the illusions. Lars himself pretty low now on the Naga. Dancy though still alive. Looks like Naz. Oh, nice Manta dodge, but I don't know if it's going to be enough. It is actually going to be enough. The Fisher is going to completely whiff. I don't know what Irmo's doing. He's been having such a good game, and then I don't know. And it looks like some gems are down as Caudle drops there.
I feel like a broken record.
Regaining so much health just because of the heart. Irmo going to get bursted out immediately. Nancy picks up a triple kill off of that. So he does still hit pretty hard with that Desolator, level 20. The Racks are still standing. They lost the tier 3 tower, but they do win that team fight pretty handedly. Even with a Nature's Prophet buyback, and then he goes and dies again. So things are looking up right now for KiLLmatic. Though that being said, I don't think they're going to be able to generate that much of a push, even winning that team fight. As most people are respawning here in about 20 seconds. Also respawning in about 20 seconds is Roche. So the next big engagement probably going to come down in the Roche pit. Let's see, Shadow Fiend getting pretty close. You can buy the Talisman of Evasion right now if you wanted to, or like 16 gold. We'll see if he goes for that, and then he's, after that, only about 900 gold off of the Quarterstaff. Capitalism going into Roche, just checking it. Probably has a timer, maybe just not sure. And Naga picked up the gem. Nice Manta dodge by Capitalism. That could have been the death of him for sure, had he not had a Manta. It looks like Naga's carrying the gem, I think. Yeah, Naga gonna be carrying that gem. Probably the hero that will live the longest right now. Also going Butterfly, it looks like. So picks up the Eagle Song. Dantu maybe just messing around with Roche there a little bit. Sitting on 3.3k gold, hasn't bought up anything yet. Maybe kind of wants to go Lincoln's, I don't know, it's way too late for that though. But it would potentially help their team fight quite a bit. I think he's going to just save up for an MKB though, because Shadow Fiend going to get pretty close. Already has the evasion and getting pretty close to the Butterfly. One-man RP used on Batrider, a nice ultimate coming in from Capitalism. Raids, comes right into that, dies as well, but all the BKBs doesn't even do any damage. Echo Slam coming out as well, Fillmore going to go down. So Quetzal just really showing how much stronger they are right now, especially with those BKBs up. They're going to get the Roche. Irmo picks up a double kill. Naga buys back, actually. Still has Song and Siren, but could potentially steal the Aegis here off of his Roshan. But Roshan is melting. Naga not even going to be able to get here in time. As Roche goes down at 40-49.
That Roshan is the latest victim of radiant hostility.
So look for possibly the final push here by Quetzal. Maybe give it 70 seconds so that the Echo Slam is going to be up. They can just push out all their lanes using that Nature's Prophet.
Dire's structures are fortified.
Butterfly going to be finished
Dire's
on that Shadow Fiend. So
under
definitely
attack.
the strongest carry in the game right now.
To put it bluntly.
Still second in net worth, Nature's Prophet winning that, which is pretty expected, having a good game. Getting a lot of kills as well as farm and a Midas, followed then by Shadow Fiend and then the Naga here at 18.9k, who had a really good early game, completely uncontested, but
under attack.
just, I mean, it is 7-3, but not really being able to get anything done. Looks like maybe gonna take out Batrider. Batrider can be aggressive there. Raid's so squishy, almost dies immediately. Solar Eclipse finally with a 2-man RP, taking Capitalism back to the tier 4 towers, but with that Butterfly, doesn't really care, doing so much damage right now, and I have to say that's gonna be the game. As the top lane of Rax goes down, they initiate onto Capitalism, but with the Butterfly, doesn't really take any damage from either right click, nor the magic, Epicenter because of the BKBs. They get the tier 4s, the throne's going down right now. So it looks like Quetzal gonna win their week 2 matchup here versus KiLLmatic. But it was fun to see KiLLmatic in action this game. The first time I've seen them play. They definitely seem like a very capable team. Quetzal just with some better coordination this game throughout when the big team fights came in. That being said, Captain Insano and Raids doing a really good job in the early game, hoping their mid. Magnus won mid lane, very much thanks to supports like engaging so much. But anyway, I'm Helium from FMBP Dota. You can check me out at twitch.tv/FMBPDota or youtube.com/FMBPDota. This was CEVO. Look them up at CEVO.com if you're not already familiar with the CEVO tournament. This is Season 2. It's been a great Season 2 so far. A whole lot of teams have signed up, way more than Season 1, and looking for Season 3 to be even greater. And check out Symphony Gaming as well. Their Season 2 is just starting. And pretty soon, I think there's going to be another Man Up tournament from Southpaw Gaming in late July, so stay tuned for that as well. And thank you for watching. Please subscribe. I'll love you. Long time. Goodbye.